That Devastator was a good fight. Like, I actually felt that fight was extremely fair. Damn, it made me take con damage.
Rules are made.
Oh, that means I have to waste all of my, like, really good spells. Okay, I only lost 4 con.
Our time has come.
I heed the voice of the spirit.
Smile. The world's not ending just yet.
I will see this through.
Damn, she still has it.
Already.
We'll let our boy Darian do it then. Yeah, he got rid of it. And fuck it, you can do Grey Boar as well. Wait, we finished the Mythic quest and I didn't get a level up? Fuck you! Let's go back to the Nexus quickly. Oh, 1 minute. There we go. Quickly get through before the fucking building decides to change its mind and be a twat. This part is definitely my favorite, and I also I think when I have this many buffs, I may have gone overboard in my sheer amount of single amount of buffs we went for there. Against disease, impurity, eat chaos, protection against fire, resistance to fire. Like I was willing to protect against everything. Yanel has not forgotten her days as a soldier. Despite her age and her terrible years of imprisonment, she has not lost her martial bearing. She greets you with a slight nod. Tell me about yourself, Yanel. Ah, now I can finally set things straight. It sounds like they've made up quite a few ridiculous stories about me in Mendev. Well, despite what you have heard, I wasn't a perfect paladin. I was born in Mendev before the wound was opened. I remember the sadness and confusion caused by Aradin's death. In my town, the priest wouldn't close down the temple, and he refused to turn it over to Iomide. Delegations were sent to the priest to explain what had happened. They tried to convince him of Aradin's death, but he never believed them. He continued to preside over what was probably Aradin's last surviving temple. It was certain his god was still alive, and he grew old, still hoping for Aradin's return. I remember looking at him and thinking, what would it be like to be living a relic? A memory of a long-forgotten past. I suppose it's rather ironic that I turned out to be something of a living relic myself. But it was that priest who inspired me to become a crusader, those who were the early days of the crusade. Now you call it the first crusade, but at the time it was just the crusade. I was almost 20. I suppose I can blame my bad behavior on my youth, and it would probably be partly true. I caused my commanding officers so much trouble. I argued with them, and I accused my comrades of laziness and dereliction of duty. Things weren't easy back then, and the desire to help and protect, the natural desire of a paladin, often stood in the opposition to the need of violence and military efficiency. So in truth, the hero Yaniel was not that heroic. Before I was captured by demons, I was merely a troublesome soldier. I think I see a familiar fire in the eyes of Celia, your companion. A brave girl, and her heart is in the right place, but she's so young, she still has a lot to learn. Tell me about your youth. Tell me about your first time tell me about your time in the First Crusades. Oh, the rebelliousness of my youth. Yaniel chuckles good-naturedly. Although youth might not be entirely accurate, you see, my greatest act of rebellion actually happened during the 10th or 11th year of my service. I had a public argument with the leaders of the crusade. I told them that I was tired of fighting alongside them. I said they were timid and indecisive. I accused them of turning a blind eye to injustice, among many other things. Anyway, I declared that I'd be better off on my own. Things got pretty heated, and one of the priests shouted that he'd banned me from my service. Well, I shouted right back at him. I told him that if he didn't have the right. Only Amade could reject my oaths of duty. After that, I took my sword Radiance, gathered up all of my belongings, and headed straight to the wound. I was ready to be a hero, on my own. I was in the Worldwound for 2 years. Everyone thought I was dead. I strayed far, even farther than the cursed city of Iz. I managed to free a lot of prisoners who were being held captive by demons and cultists. But then I was faced with a new challenge. I had to get them home, and that was when I started to finally understand my commanding officers. When I was by myself, I could be reckless. I could throw myself into the fray. When I was forced to look out for others, things became more complicated. Suddenly, every decision mattered. I was responsible for the lives of these prisoners. Many of them were Crusaders, and quite a few of them were reckless hotbeds like myself. It was a long, exhausting journey. I pushed myself to my limits and came very close to breaking my vows. But I made it. I kept everyone alive. I managed to get them all to safely to the gates of Dresden. And the welcome we received. I suppose our triumphant return is what started the whole myth about Yaniel, the saintly hero. The woman chuckles in amusement. But do you know who came to greet me? Do you know who welcomed me home? The two people I argued with before my departure, my commanding officers and the priest, who nearly fell into each other's arms, and there were so many apologies on all sides. The priest's name was Antiochus, and he later became one of the patriarchs of the Church of Iomede, and the name of my commanding officer was Staunton Vane. Oh, damn. Holy shit, her officer leader was Staunton. What the fuck? Why did you choose to follow me into the abyss? We barely know each other. Well, I suppose the obvious answer is that I wanted to help you, after all. You saved me from the endless imprisonment. There's more to it than that. After the events of the Midnight Fay, the Queen announced that you had departed on a highly sensitive mission. Everyone was excited about the commander, but no one cared much about a strange old woman, even if I did share the name of a legendary hero. Yenel shrugged slightly, as if she's still somewhat puzzled by her status as a legendary hero. Speaking of names, I've actually met two of my namesakes. Apparently, it's become rather common to name children after me, but I digress. While all of this was going on, I tried to find out what happened to my friends, and quickly discovered I was alone. Denisa, my best friend, died of old age just a year ago. The priest Antiochus became a respected patriarch, but age did not spare his mind. He's in his final days, being cared for by his family. Joran and Staunton, well, you know their story. That's how it was with everyone I once knew. Everything has changed. The people, the city, the people, the crusade. I've heard no familiar names and met no familiar faces. Only the queen remained the same, my proud, brave queen. But time had changed her too. A dark storm raged in her eyes, a storm brought on by doubt, or weariness. When the crusades first began, she bore the weight of the war on her shoulders. Suddenly, she was responsible not only for the kingdom, but for the entire world. She had a duty to turn back the tide of the abyss, yet even then, I do not remember her being so broken. Long story short, I felt lost in Dresden, and a lost paladin seeks salvation in prayer. I went to the temple of Iomede, and there I met an angel who was just as lost, Targona. From the moment we locked eyes, I knew that we were kindred spirits. I learned a lot from Targona. She told me about the new powers of the Holy Wardens. She spoke about the Echo of Deskari in the Hand of the Inheritor. Then she talked about you. She told me that she was going to follow you into the abyss. I think of no reason to stay in Dresden, and I certainly wasn't going to live out my old age in some distant, peaceful land. My crusade, the old warrior pauses and finishes resolutely, is not yet finished. What do you think of the Holy Wardens? Do you possess these abilities? Yes, I possess these abilities. I've been thinking a lot about why the Holy Wardens have these powers, and I think I have a few ideas, though I'm not sure they're worth much. Targona told me that the Holy Wardens possess the same kind of magic as the Wardstone Blood. He shrugs. The Wardstones didn't exist back in my time. The first one was put up in Kenabres after the fall of Dresden, and my imprisonment. Though I didn't find out about the Wardstones until after I left the Midnight Fane. I saw one for the very first time when I arrived in Dresden, and with the Queen and her people. This generation of Crusaders grew up with the Wardstones. They take them for granted. They're a normal part of life. For me, though, they are something new. Maybe that's why I see them differently. Targona said that the strength of these stones comes from the Celestials who've devoted themselves to eternal service. She and her brother were supposed to give themselves the stones as well. That's when I started to thinking about the Holy Wardens. Holy Wardens. Our abilities make us living Wardstones. I wanted to see if I could find a connection. Maybe we all share something in common. Something that gives us our ability. Perhaps it's a result of our Rilu's experimentation? Yanael winces. Please don't mention that witch's name. No, I don't think it has anything to do with her. That traitor doesn't create the Wardstones. As far as I know, our friend Berengar has never met her. Here's what I think. There are many worthy men and women among the Crusaders. Their eyes and hearts burn with holy zeal. But even among the Paladins and Angels, there are not many who have had everything taken from them, or have been taken from everything, like a tree pulled out of the ground, roots and all. And among those who have experienced such loss, few have chosen to accept that grief as a duty, a weight that must be carried around. You see, we are like the angels who choose to lock themselves in the Wardstones, and that makes us different from demons, because demons are anything but selfless. I think that's why demons are weakened in our presence or near the Wardstones. They can't bear such devoted service. It breaks something in the way the demonic powers work. That's why they lose their abilities, why they can't teleport, for example. Learned wizards will probably laugh at my theory, but it's what I honestly believe. Thank you for the conversation. I have to go. Okay. Here, far from the edge of strange, I can assume my true form, but in our Shiro I will remain hidden. Blah 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 blah. Okay. I guess the next step is to go do our fight in the arena with the companions that we've got. If we do it quick enough, we'll actually be able to what's it called? We'll be able to keep the buffs we've got and not have to pre-buff again.
Let us press on.
Let's see if we got that fight. How's it going? That's going good, dude. We defeated the Devastator, which took a lot of effort, but we pre-buffed to the max. How could I be of assistance? Gelafang will have to do with, I arranged a deal with Succubi. I'm glad to hear. Your help in these matters is invaluable. Since I cannot attend to them myself, I think you'll find a reward for your assistance is quite generous. I've arranged a fight for you against a member of the Hadrian League. Please let me know as soon as you're ready. But this wasn't just what I just hope this just wasn't just a waste of time. You have no idea how important this was. Thank you for your help. I'm ready to enter the arena. I became prepared. The member within the Hadrian League, formidable opponent. Atsalem, your next opponent, has claimed the lives of over 100 of her opponents. She has also been slain in the arena on 3 separate occasions. However, she never stays dead. It's quite mysterious, but she always comes back to life, ready to fight in the Battle Bliss arena once more. Who is my opponent? The imp scowls and covers his face with his hands. He peeks out of the bar peeks out from between his tiny fingers if he sees he's wearing a mask. Stephen glances familiar and then nods. Atlan will be your opponent. She's a very dangerous member within the Hadrian League. But she's a bit of a mystery. She used to work for the Assassin's Guild, and no one knows why she left. She is swift, deadly, and violent, but most importantly, she's extremely hard to kill. Setting a guard around her, earning your membership in the Hadrian League will not be so easy. Ready to enter the arena? I wish you good luck. Now he wants a place in the Hadrian League. This is Samael, the Method Slayer. The Hadrian League proudly presents its fighter. You all know her, you obsess over her, and you all fear her. We've enjoyed her hundreds of victories in the arena, and 3 times we've enjoyed her defeat and painful death. But every time, he has come back from the dead, an artist of suffering. Atslem, thrice killed. I'll cut out your eyes faster than you can blink. The winner of this fight will be granted membership in the Hadrian League, and the other will die. Or in the case of Atslav, not die. We'll have to find out. Fighters, commence battle. Okay, how long have our buffs got left? Okay, we're gonna have to rebuff.
What's on your mind? I wonder.
It doesn't say what she is, so I'm just gonna assume she's evil. We'll get protection from evil.
I welcome your company.
Anything
Bless.
Struggles never cease.
Commander.
You require my unbiased opinion?
You called?
Skip the pleasantries.
Already have true seeing.
You can trust me.
Already done that. Got enough long enough left.
Did what was right. Does it mean whatever I do now becomes right? Because I'm
Let's
righteous?
summon a Deva. There.
We must make this quick.
There we go. Oh, we summoned 2 of them.
I thought you didn't want.
What the fuck? Confused.
Nice try. Didn't work though.
Okay, Darian. Oh, Shadow Demon first. Asumi just toying with her victim. She takes her time before a kill. How violent. Darian, you may want to cure your wounds. Greater invisibility. That's honestly a true shame. Because we can unfortunately see her. At least we can. Our, somewhat loyal subjects cannot. She's a chaotic neutral. Damn, is this Smite Evil? Smite Evil will not work on her. Which is a shame. Still trying to find something to do. I honestly don't have any recommendations, mate, or I'd give you some. Damn, she saved. Yeah, again, Darren, you're the only one who's hurt, so heal yourself. I wonder how many attacks she's gonna get. 8? Not enough.
Simply business.
Darren has been I couldn't get, to be fair. Throw acid at this bitch. Irina, I'll be back. I always come back. This is not the end. This can't be happening. The Nahandrian League's fighter is down. The fearsome Attalem has fallen. Long live the newest member of the Nahandrian League. Fuck that bitch. Imangalev solemnly raised his hands for silence. His eyes sweep across the arena before coming to a rest on you. There's a sly look on his face, and he gives you a cheerful wink before quickly reassuming a pompous and dignified expression. He turns back to the crowd, and his voice booms over the arena. Behold, the newest member of the Nahandrian League. He is invincible, bloodthirsty, violent, and cunning. It's Samael, the Mephit Slayer, glory and death. The crowd goes wild. Demons climb over one another, trying to get a better look at you. The roar of the spectators grows so loud you can feel it in your bones. The audience is utterly exhilarated. They look at you in wonder and worship as if you're a god. Arushale whispers it is barely audible. Glory and death. That is what the battle cry of the doomed. That is the battle cry of the doomed madman. How many times have I heard it? How many times have I shouted it while standing in the arena? I run from what I have done. I run as fast as I can, but even with the smallest thing can remind me of my past. Then it all comes flooding back, and I remember all the terrible things I've done. Oh please, I'm sure it wasn't bad as you think. I'm not saying you were a saint, but I doubt you were truly that horrible. I killed, I maimed, I tormented bodies and souls. I plunged them into the darkness of despair. And then I did it again and again. The succubus speaks in a dull voice, and her eyes are filled with unshed tears. She doesn't notice the mysterious smile that flickers on Camillea's lips. I'm going to shout the traditional gladiatorial battle cry. The crowd roars its approval. The screams of the audience shake the arena. The battle bliss, it trembles with the noise of their stomping feet. They pump their fists excitedly and yell in unison, Mephit Slayer. Imangalev lays his fat hand on your shoulder with exaggerated friendliness. This gladiator is no longer an unknown fighter, alone without a place to belong. For his valor and courage, Samael will receive a collar of the Nahandrian League. From now on, he is a precious property of the Battle Bliss. I am pleased to tell you that I have personally taken this worthy warrior under my wing. Look out, champ. Imangalev puts shield again. As he does, the world around you fades to black. Hey, that's enough fooling around. You have more methods to defeat. Imangalev looms over you. The arena master's massive, bloated torso wriggles wildly as he bursts into a fit of maniacal laughter. As the cambion howls in amusement, you realize that your neck feels stiff. You reach up a hand and discover that you're now wearing a jewel-studded metal collar. The hand's voice is filled with sorrow and remorse. I've let you down, champion. That fiend has taken you captive, and I was unable to stop him. I could not perceive his motives through the veil of insanity that surrounds his damaged mind. I knew we were in the abyss, a place where you can't even trust your own shadow, but I failed to be vigilant. Well, what's done is done. Stay strong. We'll find a way to free you. Expect an explanation. MF grins. What did you expect? You were so desperate to join the Nahatchan League. Now you remember. Did you think I'd let you wander around at Lerishimra and risk your ass out on the streets? Well, think again. I don't want anyone to slit your throat and leave you bleeding to death in some back alley. A death without any spectators? Absolutely not. When you die, the crowds will be screaming from their stands. That's a promise. The champion points to your collar with a smile. Please accept this small gift with my compliments. He'll guarantee your safety. This collar will make sure you do not leave Battle Blaze. I don't want you out looking for trouble on the streets. It will also prevent you from picking fights with other gladiators outside of the scheduled fights. It would be so wasteful if you started killing one another outside the arena. The crowds would miss out on all the action. No, there'll be a time and place for fighting. But here, you can experience other kinds of entertainment. You'll enjoy all the pleasures accorded to a new star in the arena. The best food and drink, the most passionate succubi, and throngs of adoring fans. You will love being my property, I promise. After I won my victory in the arena, you deprived me of my freedom. You have acted dishonorably. You wanted to become a legend. I can make that happen, but legends don't just walk the streets of Alushinra. They can't live among the common folk, easily accessible to the adoring crowds and unwashed masses. No, you must be distant and aloof. If someone catches a glimpse of you, it should be all they talk about. You want to brag about the encounter and tell all their friends. This will increase your reputation, and soon you'll be in high demand. Yes, this is your new life. I've amputated your freedom like an unnecessary appendage so you can achieve true greatness. Where are my companions? Sounds distracted. Your companions? Ah, yes, there was a gossip of Galarians who came looking for you, but I gave the guards strict orders to keep them away. And they're your slaves. Forget about them. You don't need them anymore. I own the best slaves in Alishinra, and they are at your disposal. It won't work. I'll find a way to get free. The arena master nods with a chuckle. Of course you will. But it won't happen the way you imagine. The crowd wants to see Gelderfang tear you apart. They simply can't wait for that to happen. And who am I to deny them? If I ignore their desires, they will storm the arena. Yes, soon you will take your last stand in the arena. When the champion is done with you, you will truly be free. Of course, you'll be dead, but your spirit will live on. No one will ever forget the ambitious newcomer who almost defeated the champion. His collar reminds me of a seal we broke back in Dresden. If I try to break it here, its power will be unleashed, and the collar will likely kill you. I don't want to take that risk, at least not right now. Let's only consider that option as the last resort. For now, try to stay calm, be vigilant, and look out for opportunities to escape. I'm certain you'll find a way. You really think the Mephit Slayer is an amusing title? There's an insane light in the champion's eyes. He nearly chokes a lot. Yes, I think it's magnificent. All of Alushino finds it funny. You must admit, I have a talent for inventing memorable nicknames. No, you stupid live bucket. It isn't funny at all. I think I've paid you no heed. He seems immensely pleased with himself, and his whole body is shocked with laughter. I think we're done here. Get some rest. Then restore your strength. The heal will mend your wounds, and Zeklex will take care of your other needs.
Our path leads on.
Well, there I got fucking fucked in on that one. Ooh. Unable to identify it. Huh. It looks good. But I'm pretty sure it's evil.
I will not falter. I will guide us.
Ah, there's a... Okay, so I am officially stuck back here. Well, that's a problem.
Godspeed.
A massively scaly demon greets your arrival with a roar of flurry. She spins her weapon towards you with practiced ease and stopping the blade for an inch from your chest. Galarian, new blood, you have not been in the league for long, but you've already been given a chance to fight against Gelderfang. I've been fighting the arena for over a year now, but Mengele protects his champion from me. Pathetic cowards, the both of them. I'll have to fight against each other soon. I suggest we join forces and kill Gelderfang. Why would I want to form an alliance with you, new blood? Despite her arrogance, you can tell that you have her attention. She watches you intently, clearly interested in what you have to say. If you help me kill Gelderfang, I'll let you have the title of champion. Demon cackles. Do you expect me to believe you? You're not that stupid. You won't give up the title. Champion without a fight. Well, I tried. Gelderfang greets you with a condescending sneer. He looks at you smugly, flexing his muscles so that you see his chiseled ab beneath his smooth, flawless skin. His teeth have been neatly filled, and his impressive eyes had a cold fury that you can imagine igniting to a hot, flaming rage at any moment. You get the feeling that it wouldn't take much to set him off on a rampage. Ah, you must be my next victim. So you're a little Galarian who wants to step up to challenge me for the title of Battle Bliss Champion. Gelderfang pretends not to recognize you. He looks you up and down and then fixes you with a bored, lazy gaze. Another primitive Galarian. There's nothing special about you. How disappointing. Plus 19. Ooh. Champion, pathetic, blowhard. Nah, I'm not going to be able to roll high enough for that. The succubus you've hired on Zeklex's instruction recognizes you at once and waves at you enthusiastically. You've really pulled out all the stops. Tell me, is your ambition to kill Gelderfang? If so, would suggest an ulterior motive for hiring us. If it's something particular you had in mind, what do you need to do? The succubus lowers her voice conspiratorially and glances briefly at her companions. You follow her gaze and realize that they are all busy distracting the champion attention from your conversation. I have a job for you. The succubus exchanged a glance with her companions. Well, of course. After all, that's why you hired us. You paid for our service and we're ready to do a job. What do you have in mind? Just give us the word and we'll make this lecherous champion miserable. Yeah, you should be here like normal. Come on, dude. Stop being so down. Pick yourself up. Stop allowing yourself to be sad. It's not... like... the more you just lean into feeling upset, the more you're going to feel it. Just try and distract yourself, mate. The best you can do. Keep wallowing in despair ain't going to help you. Seduce him before the fight. Wear him out with your games of passion and pleasure until he is thoroughly exhausted. Smiles at you, revealing her teeth, even pearly white teeth. You're someone who knows what they want. But he's an incubus, you know. He has a lot of stamina, and no one can outlast him in bed. Well, no one except a succubus. Fine, we'll arrange a very special night for the champion. And by the time we're through with him, the Gelderfang of yours won't even be able to punch a quasiate. Go. Okay, so that's the champion. Ooh. I could not rob the champion. That's... yeah, that's about right. My ability to rob people is piss poor at best. Atslum sits in front of you, very much alive despite her recent death in the arena. However, she is not alone. Two other figures sit beside her. The first, an elderly woman with a wrinkled face. Despite her age, she still retains some of the grace of vigor and youth. The second is a young, very young girl, who has only just passed from childhood to adolescence. Upon closer inspection, you realize both of these figures look like Atslum. They all share her same face. Atslum looks at you. She has tiny cheekbones and androgynous features. It could easily belong to a man or woman. Her eyes are partially hidden beneath her hair, but you can just make out the strange shape. You realize that Atslum is not human, though from a distance she could easily be mistaken with one. She greets you cheerfully and does not seem to be harboring any resentment towards you. Ah, here comes our killer. We hope you enjoyed our sweet taste of you enjoyed the sweet taste of victory. The old woman who looks like Atslum adds in a stern voice, but won't forget what you've done to us. It hurts very much, but we're not that vindictive. Well, not normally. How would you like to help me kill Gelderfang in the arena? You wish to betray a Mangalef and kill his champion. That is an ambitious plan. And for some reason, you have decided to seek our help. You killed us, but that does not stop you from paying us a visit. This is very unusual. Yes, you've intrigued us. Now you must persuade us. Young Atslum laughs and clasps her hand together eagerly. You want us to hear more about this cunning treachery. How exciting. It'll be fun to betray a Mangalef. Galarian knows the meaning of fun. That sounds like a very good joke. Count us in. Huh. I did not actually think saying that would work. Cool.
Our path
Get a quick save. A huge, dark-skinned man sits quivering in the corner. His giant body is covered in scars. Many of his injuries look like they should have been fatal, yet somehow he's still alive. Some of his wounds are still fresh, but no one has bandaged them up or tried to heal him. The man's skin is in tatters and blood oozes from his broken body. He is clearly in a lot of pain and hard to believe that someone so badly injured could maintain consciousness. He casts a weird glance in your direction and grunts something unintelligible. He can't make out his words, but his tone is unmistakable warning of not to come any closer. Examine his sword and helmet. The gladiator moves about prime speed. As you reach for the item, snatch them away, and voice, not yours. Go away. Can you understand me? Okay, I've already got some... You know what? Let's just do this fight. I've got some help. Let's go kill Gelderfang. He's a worried step back. I thought I'd convince Mendev not to take you captive, but clearly I was wrong. He's a raving lunatic and constantly changes decision. You should direct your anger towards him. Can you help me escape? Of course I will. I have a plan to free you from the collar and help you defeat Gelderfang, and trust me, you'll need my help. While you were unconscious, Mendev managed to find an Ahanjan crystal. Gelderfang has been obsessed with getting his hands on one, and his wish finally came true. A demon called Mustafen took the crystal into Gelderfang's room and locked the door. For the next few hours, the sound of the champion's screams shook the arena, and when Gelderfang enraged from his room, he was covered in blood, but he also looked stronger and more powerful than ever. Mendev is confident that you don't stand a chance against a champion, but I disagree. I think you can win. He lowers his voice conspiratorially. I want to overthrow Mendev and take over the battle place. Mendev is terrible at his job, and he's standing in the way of my ambitions. There's no denying that he's a genius. No one can get the crowds excited like he can, but his management of the arena couldn't not be worse. The fights are turned to a bloody circus, the opponents are never evenly matched, the crowds are losing interest, and the passion of the audience is fading away. I want you to change all that. But it won't be easy to kill Mendev. The current champion, Gelderfang, protects him. After his last escapade, Mendev has forbidden Gelderfang from leaving his side. That means that Mendev is only vulnerable when the champion is fighting the arena. If you want to offer your deal, I'll help you eliminate Gelderfang if you help me overthrow Mendev. If you agree to my proposal, I'll make sure your companions join you in the arena when you need them. Then you can kill Gelderfang together. You can have the title and all the glory that comes with it too. You'll become the champion and I'll take over the arena. Deal? The tiefling extends his hand to you and looks at you solemnly. Did you mention Mustafen? I killed him not long ago. I've heard more than one person claim the same thing before. It doesn't stick. That weasel Mustafen is hard to kill. Mustafen. Take the tiefling's hand. It begins to speak in a brisk, matter-of-fact tone. The imp nods in agreement comes with each sentence. Gelderfang is, of course, an extremely dangerous opponent, but he has not provided his vulnerabilities. For example, he doesn't know that you hired the succubi to keep him company. If you paid for the service, I think they'd be willing to accommodate some special requests. If you want to weaken Gelderfang before the fight, I'm sure you can persuade them to help you. I think that's everything. Try to take use of the advantages during the fight. It'll be your best chance to defeat Gelderfang, and while you fight for the title of champion, I'll eliminate Mendev. He'll be vulnerable without his favorite bodyguard. Then the battle bliss arena will be ours. Of course, you won't have to fight Gelderfang all by yourself. Your companions were worried when Mendev kidnapped you. I reached out to them and secured their cooperation. I'll make sure they'll join you at the arena when the time comes. Battle bliss will be ours. He nods, but doesn't speak. His face is screwed up in concentration, as if trying to calculate something in his head. Finally, he gives you a satisfied nod. Yes, we are taking a risk, but delaying any longer will not improve our situation. In fact, it might make it worse. We need to take action now. It's time for you to prepare for the hardest fight of your life. Gelderfang is a true master of violence, and now, with the Ahanjan crystal, he's stronger than ever. Image of the arena. The champion dies today. Look, solemnly. I've bet everything on you. We've certainly taken a risk, and I hope that we're not making a mistake. Good luck, and may whatever gods you worship protect you. It's time for the glorious fight. This ambitious Galarian wants to fight the champion of the Battle Bliss himself, the deadly Gelderfang. How excited! Who will emerge victorious? My bet is on the Galarian. No one could defeat Gelderfang, especially not a soft, squishy mortal. This isn't entertainment, it's just boring. I'm sure the Battle Bliss arena will be able to entertain you, my dear Hepsamira. Today, the Mephit Slayer will fight Gelderfang himself. How about a warm-up? Look at these Mephids scurrying around. I think it's time for his signature move. Let's hear it all for the Mephit Slayer. We'll tear him to pieces. I'll fight with the champion. Screw that. Whoever kills a Galarian gets double rations for dinner. Now, please give a warm welcome to the But who's that? Seklex? Ah, never mind. Give a warm welcome to the Mephit Slayer's friends. Hey, Darian.
Are made to be broken.
Just gonna very quickly make sure you're fully healed, my dude.
You are
Cool.
my favorite aide.
Haste.
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
Yes.
I shall not be swayed from my path.
Together we stand.